Now this movie is Using a List Part 2. And if you haven't watched Using a List Part 1, you probably want to. And just as a reminder, I've written a bunch of code here about lists, and I'm just stepping you through it. We've looked at how to create the list, how to add items to the list. Items always just go to the bottom of the list by default if we use the add method. We've looked at how to count our items, check the capacity of our list, and then we looked at the contents using a for each loop of our, that actually includes that message box there, of our list. And then we looked at checking to see if something is in a list. That's a cool function, and that's the contains method. But I want to show you something here. What if I want to insert something into my list, but I don't want it to go at the bottom? For some reason, I want to put it in a certain place. Well, the list, even though when we use the add method, it sticks the data at the very bottom of the list, we can still treat items in that list just like an array and access them or manipulate them based on the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and such like that. So let me uncomment this next section, and notice I can use the insert method, and notice I tell it what index location to insert this at and what to put in there. And so I'm going to insert Jack at the specified index, and that will push everybody down. Right now we have Lacey at index number 2 because Mark's 0, Bob's 1, Lacey's 2, right? And so we want Jack at 2, and it should push her down. Now once we do that, we are going to go back and we're going to look at the list after Jack has been inserted. We'll run through all this again, and if you remember from the code, let me move this out of the way, we added 2 items in the list, and it shows us that that's our count, that's our capacity. We added our 4th and 5th, and there they are, Bob, Mark, Lacey, Kristen, and Fred. Okay. Then we checked to see if Mark was in there, and we found him. And now we're going to insert Jack, and notice Jack has now been inserted. Everybody got pushed down 1, and this is this code that we're seeing right here. This is where we inserted Jack, and then this is where we just looped through it again and looked at it. Okay, pretty cool stuff. Very quick, very easy way to manipulate these lists of data. Now, if you write database apps and you have to grab items from a database and use them in all kind of various ways in that world, you can see where these lists would be really cool to go grab something, write the result set into a list, and then manipulate them however you'd like, or just for storing all kind of stuff. Now the last thing I want to show you about a list is really cool. We can sort the list, and so I will uncomment this code now, and all I have to do is call sort, the sort method, and this is going to automatically sort this list in ascending order and alphabetically. And so I will then run the same code. I'm just using a couple of different variables here, Z here, as opposed to X and this other where we're looping through and seeing everything in the list. But we're just going to sort it and then look at it. We'll have to go through this whole process again because we've added people and manipulated people and so forth. So let's go through it one more time. And this is where we're added our people, check the capacity, come on down, we looked for Mark. This is where we had inserted Jack right here. And so now what we're going to do is sort the list and then show it to us. Notice it's Mark, Bob, Jack. So we click this and notice it's sorted it. Bob, Fred, Jack, Kristen, Lacey, Mark. So as you can see, without writing very many lines of code, you can get a lot of stuff done with a list very quickly. Okay, so just kind of add that into your toolbox and think about lists. And then in the next video, we're going to talk just a little bit about some sorted lists.